business system was the original scope for the Tri-County Youth Services Bureau. I know that the initials. And today they spend almost a man-year of time each year doing all the tracking and reporting they have to do for all the grants and all the other items that they have, because they've got 35 folks in multiple facilities seeing kids, adults, doing multiple types of therapy and counseling, and they have to track all those events and keep that information confidential. So it's a huge tracking burden for them today. There's no electronic system behind any of that. So we asked Dan to come up and was hang with us, because we couldn't know where we would have gotten anywhere with this project except for all of the pre-work that was done to get us the requirements and get this laid out. I can't think of a commercial app project I've seen that had as good requirements at the outset. So that was really something. So, but let's pull up the model. I want to show it where we ended up. So we used the Microsoft Technology Stack, ND Framework 4, and to get a feel for the size of the app, I'm just going to pull the ND Framework model. The database itself has a little over 30 tables in it. The ND model simplifies that a little bit, but still takes a while even to come up. And that's not quite all of it. So, it's a sizable little system to track because of all the different types of things they have to track and know and distinguish, and security rules, because protected information. So we have to deal with actually 4 security rules and different facilities and counties and different reporting by all those different parts. So really just getting the model done and getting that basically working was quite an achievement. But for this weekend, that wasn't what we set out to do. We actually set out to do 3 things. Have the model track all of it, have a web application that can be used for multiple facilities by people in the 4 different roles to enter, maintain, and report on all that data, and then have a reporting system to actually cough out. And if we couldn't get the data to come out in reports, there was no point in them doing the energy to key it in. So we really had to get at least something all the way through, or it had no value at all. And we're not all the way there. The model itself is there and tested, and yes, we can have good unit tests and all of that. So there's a little energy there. We've got that. We have a website that has probably about 40% of the screens that we need. And we have some basic data extracts of that. So we can actually do a complete walkthrough of what that's going to look like. But yeah, we did have to do this web app because it's got to run on one server inside there, non-internet accessible on the intranet, and then be exposed through VPNs to these different sites for them all to use. Well, while he's kicking in there, thank you. You want to do the team introduction now? So let's start right off.
I'm Kevin. I'm one of the developers.
I'm Ann. I was a business analyst.
And she was there every time making sure, so, you know anything you need from me? Is there anything else that you can do to be more effective? Great. Fantastic. Awesome. Cheerleader.
I'm Katie. I'm one of the developers.
And it was great having the student developers because we were able to do things like generate some test data and unit tests and things like that early on, while we were proving that out without pulling time away from some of the other linear tasks we had to do in the project. And we have maintenance screens, which is great for the data, and we had a couple of us doing web dev and data, so it really worked out.
I'm John Hidey. I'm the most travel.
That's right. In case you're wondering, I'll hold it for you. It's right here, so you can see it while it's presented.
So here's our application. Let me tell you a little bit about the app here. So we log in. The homepage really don't have anything on it yet. We're going to probably just put some little text on there explaining the app. Maybe a disclaimer for if somebody walks away from the computer or whatever. So they track their clients. The application needs to track a client through various stages, through different interventions, referrals.
There's a whole workflow around it.
There's a whole,
They get created, they have to get checked out, they have to get assigned to a county,
Right.
followed up, all the way down, seen through a whole life cycle. Always very, very specific, so they meet all the different grant reporting requirements.
Bear in mind, we had none of this to start with. Everything was being done by Laurel. Is that correct? Laurel
Sherry.
is and Sherry, the spreadsheets and everything, so.
Who are positively tireless troopers, by
Yes,
the way.
they are.
Holy cow.
So what we did was, first thing we started off with was getting the entity model. Once we got that done, then I started some development, and so we built them a new client screen, and we wanted the screen to be somewhat efficient for the, rapid input for them, but at the same time, I didn't want to have them tabbing and everything because they can't really save data until everything's in, and I didn't want validation errors following on the screen. So we built, just like everybody, just like a couple other groups did with the collapsible panels. Except it's not an accordion because I can keep them all open at once if I want. Loop through them. Validation's not in place yet. We'll be working on that.
We're also now married to a project.
Yes, we are. So we're not done. We've actually worked it out we've worked it out with a nonprofit that we're going to actually try to finish this for them before their new fiscal year in July. And then, Ann, I believe we'll be training them then also on.
Documentation is the first grade.
Yeah, so we are going to try to finish this up on our own in the weekends and nights at home. So we get, again, edit client, do whatever we had to do. Coming back here, they can do a referral, put in a date. We got some nice jQuery stuff going on here.
Date picker is high on the selection list for them. I have date pickers for that.
So put that in. We don't really need to see any of that data. That's all actually for back-end reporting. It's in there. There's no visibility to it within the system itself. Same with interventions. So we talked about all those drop-downs we've seen, all that lookup data. We use dynamic data, Katie. We showed her how to take advantage of the dynamic data inside ASP.NET. And so everything, all the maintenance screens for all the lookup tables is done via dynamic data.
And it's just sweet on top of any framework. I mean, I hope we drop it and customize it. That was really something.
So we took advantage of that. The application itself is pure WinForms. It's not an MVC. It's the quickest way to get to the ground, or WebForms, sorry. WebForms is the quickest way to hit the ground running with everybody being on par, knowing what's going on.
It still has dynamic effects. That's amazing.
Everything's, for the most part, in some update panels here or there. No real good Ajax, but we just cheated through an update panel around some of the stuff we needed. Some of the other stuff that is in is defining a group session. So when they define a group session that they need, these groups, the way this was explained to me is you can think of it as a class in college, right? So I've got a math class. That is the group. A group session is you registering for that class. So I can then come in here and we'll pick your group. And a group is actually a category, which is kind of odd, but that's what we want. So we went with this here. We'll pick a therapist, and this binding is not working, which is not right. Pick that. And we notice automatically, we get different, each category or group has a certain number of meetings they got to attend, or that the clients have to attend, and those dates can be set up by Laurel and everybody, and they save that record, put in dates for each and every one of these.
You see, we have to be able to tag. I mean, clients, it's like a kid who's having a challenge. He's an anger management course. Well, they have to track. Did this particular kid attend every instance of the course? If so, if not, which ones they missed? And which ones fit in what months? We have to do month-level reporting. How many group sessions did they attend in that month? So it's important to be able to lay this all out ahead of time, be able to and know that, for example, an anger management class has a certain number of sessions, fill them all in, and then give an easy way for the therapist at the end of their class to be able to quickly check off and say, yeah, these 4 people were here, those 2 weren't.
So then we integrated reporting in also.
We're going to ultimately have some nice fancy looking DevX reporting, but for right now, the biggest thing was if you can't get the data out, it's no good. So our good old reporting standby Excel kicks in there. And don't get a screen on me now, buddy. Good. Come on, hamster. You good. We're on the wheel. There it comes. So if nothing else, there's a little Excel action there, pulling the data right out and giving it to them today so that it's able to cross-check and filter down through the time periods that they need and pull out the different types of things that happen.
So there's the interventions and referrals I was talking about that they can track now. And they have no visibility into them Yeah.
What did you use for the Excel documents? Did you use the SDK?
No. See, because I don't want to require the system to have to deploy Excel on the server. So yeah, we use a CSV writer, and we just wrote out CSV,
Okay.
which binds.
Because the OpenXML SDK is X deployable.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. Yeah, this was the was about 1 hour to go. I'm like, dude, I have not worth to run.
Yeah.
We don't have anything.
Calling his stuff, everything.
Coded it, checked it in, and I told him, hey, we ever get that demo? I've never actually filed it.